It's the three best plays in sports.
That'd be a
Like
fair feeling.
Naylor versus the Yankees. Calling Cole. That's my son.
Yes.
Goated. The three sports moments we wish we could go back in time and change.
I have Odell and Baker.
Assemble the greatest fictional athletes of all time.
One is just, it's got to be.
Welcome to Catch and Vibe. This is episode 17. I'm your host, Drew. Today, I'm joined by my boy, Briz.
Finally made it on.
The kid finally made it on. How we doing, kid?
Good, doing good. Nice little off day. It's horrific outside, but
Typical Ohio, that spring weather blows.
you never know if it's sunny and 60 or if it's snowing and 30.
Snowing. Facts. So we're going to start off with the vent of the week. What is your vent of the week, Briz?
I thought about this for a little bit, actually. And I went with the other day at work. How we start out is we have to load up our vans with the packages and stuff. I deliver for Amazon. And we have to load our van up with all the packages and everything. And we usually have like 300 packages. So it's a lot. Like you're packing them on. Yeah. It's like 3 full huge carts like that you're just loading on.
Sheesh.
And I loaded it all up, and we have this dude there who checks all the vans and just makes sure they're good and stuff like that. And, well, it was like a real heavy day that day, too. So I had a ton that I had to load, like a bunch of heavy stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And he grounded my van, which means, like, I can't drive the van. So I had to go over to the offsite after we loaded up, unload my whole van into another van. Oh, dude, it sucked. And it put me like a half hour behind, too, because, like, with that job, it's, if you have, like, because we usually have, like, anywhere from 180, 190 stops, which is a ton.
Yeah.
And you have to do it in, like, 6-7 hours to get out on your time that you want to get out.
Yeah.
So you're in and out of your van completing a stop, like, every minute, every 2 minutes if you want to stay on pace. So I'm behind a half hour, and then I'm sweating everywhere to try and, like, load up the van and stuff. So that definitely probably so far is my vent of the week.
That's tough, kid. So my vent of the week is the gym. I'm always in there. And I just can't stand it when I see dudes at the gym just like flexing, pulling their shirts up. It's like, dude, just focus on lifting something instead of your shirt.
You'll never get rid of those.
There's no girls around, by the way. They're just like flexing. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to hit this curl right now, and you're just making me feel awkward.
They dig themselves, dude. They just dig themselves.
Yes.
I could vent about that every single day, honestly.
My old gym partner.
Oh, yeah,
the lifting sessions.
Shout out.
So the first topic we're going to talk about is the 3 best plays in sports. I think this is fire.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
I like this one. You want me to start off? Or?
So give me your number 3. We'll go back and forth.
Okay. 3, I'll go with the walk-off home run or grand slam. Obviously, grand slam's better, but I just think, like, the moment is crazy. I'm not a huge baseball fan.
Right.
But a walk-off is, like, such an electric, like, feeling, like,
dude,
to watch on screen or if you're at the game.
Yes.
So that's got to be 3 for me. That's got to be tough.
I've been fortunate to have a couple walk-offs, not a grand slam, even though I did hit a grand slam. That was fire. But, yeah, it's different.
Oh, I bet doing the thing is just absolutely...
You're him.
Yeah.
You are him when you do that. So number 3 for me, dunking on someone in basketball.
Oh, okay. I had that as an honorable mention on mine.
Just yamming on it, dude. Straight LeBron and Jason Terry type shit.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like just physically embarrassing somebody.
Screaming at the dude.
Yeah, that's on there for sure.
Number 2.
Number 2, I got buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater.
I'm big on like game enders. I think those are the best moments, like in sports. So I think basketball's a little better than baseball is, in my opinion.
For sure.
So I would go buzzer beater at 2. They happen like a good amount, honestly. Same with walk-offs, too. Just home runs or grand slams, whatever, happen quite a bit, too, just because they play so many games.
Right.
But, again, just like the electric feeling and watching the game and just like the nerves going into it. Number 2 for me.
Even pickup games.
Oh, yeah. Even
Game
like,
to 21.
Right,
You're at 19 right now. You're like, hold on. ISO.
It don't matter what it is. Yeah, you're
Thanks. Right. So number 2, just hit a nuke off someone. Pretty simple.
That'd be a
Naylor versus the Yankees. calling Cole, "That's my son."
Yes.
Goated. I remember it was 6th grade, and I was in music class. Remember how we had to do 1 year of music?
Oh, in middle school,
In
you're saying?
middle school.
Okay, gotcha.
And me and Garrett Pierce were becoming good friends and stuff, and we were talking about our baseball teams. I was on the state champion, shout out Kiwanis, and he was on the Marlboro shit team. And we were playing him on, I think it was like Father's Day. So I was like, I gotta show up for Pops. First at bat, I see Garrett's pitching. I'm the number 1 hitter. And first pitch, homie throws it right down the plate. I go yard on him.
Shout out Garrett, man.
Yes.
That's a tough look for
Gee,
Garrett
buddy.
in the pod.
I hit it right field into the woods, and I was like sprinting home. Everybody like made fun of me for sprinting.
You're so excited, you're just
I was
zooming
like,
around the
holy
bases.
shit.
Dude, that Marlboro team was bad,
Yes.
too. I went
Domer.
to quite a few of their games.
Yes.
Domer, Bryce, all them cats were on there.
Shout out Bryce.
Schaefer.
Kenny. I remember we were beating them so bad. It was like 20 to like 2. And Steve DeZenzo put Cope in the pitch. Dylan threw this lob. I mean, he threw it straight up and went to the catcher. And Nolan was up to bat. No one did. So he was like, what was that?
Yeah, you guys were actually good at baseball, too. So,
Mhm.
and then you got that Marlboro team that was real bad.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that I can't even imagine you cats playing each other.
Oh, you're right. Coach, like, really? You gotta line this up against them. So, number 1, Briz.
Number 1 for me is Hail Mary, and I would say it's a combination of the same thing with buzzer beater and like walk off the like electricity of it just being the final play, but it's also the most rare.
Yes.
Like you don't see very many Hail Marys, rarely. Like
because doesn't Rogers have the most Hail Marys? And it's probably like 2 or 3.
2 or 3 of them. I think it might be 3, but yeah, I mean, even it just takes a lot. It takes a pretty good ball, like the trajectory and stuff to be able to land in the right spot, and then 2, it's just luck of the draw.
The line
to see what
holding up
happens.
for the receivers to get down there.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes
too.
a lot, yeah.
But the rareness of it, for me, it's got to be 1. Even though I haven't seen a ton,
Mm-hmm.
I like if like the Browns would have like a Hail Mary or something like that to win a big game or
do
something.
a Hail Mary against
Yeah,
us
like
and
the
they crush
crushing of it. Yeah, right.
Typical would bounce off Grant Delpit's hands.
That would be more likely. That would be more likely.
So number 1, I think knocking someone out in boxing.
Okay.
Such a fire feeling.
I thought about putting like a UFC knockout or something like that on there
Making
too.
someone tap out.
But they happen.
Put him asleep.
What I was trying to do was like try to find out like the rarity that it comes by.
For sure.
For like UFC, even though that is yours is more like just typical plays, like dunking on people,
Right,
just
right,
common plays.
Right.
And I went the more like rareness
Yeah.
of plays.
Yeah.
So just 2 different ways to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Amazing picks, though. So the next question I have for the boy is the 3 sports moments we wish we can go back in time and change.
Okay. So at 3, I got the Browns moving to Baltimore.
I almost had this, dude.
I thought about it long, and I was like, I almost had it like as an honorable mention. But I put him at the 3 spot just because I think the organization and everything would be way different if we would kept the team around. The team was pretty good at that time. I think they were 11-5 in '94.
Mm-hmm. Kept Belichick.
Yeah, they would have kept Belichick, all that, and then '95. I think they had I think they were like 5-11, but that was when like beginning of the season, Art Modell announced that they were going to move and stuff. But yeah, basically just because 1, the Browns are my favorite team, and 2, they wouldn't had to go through this whole horrible slump and restart and everything.
23 new QBs.
Right. Baltimore wins the Super Bowl in like 2000.
They draft Ray Lewis, Ed Reed.
Like
just studs, and we got freaking who?
Uh,
Until recently.
Yeah, now it's finally going on the right path a little bit,
but there was like a 10-year gap where like, what are we doing, guys?
Oh yeah.
We're trying harder to lose than win. So I like that pick. I'm gonna go honorable mention first.
Okay.
Ohio State versus Georgia last year.
Oh, that might have made it for
tough.
me if I thought about that. That's
Dude,
a good one.
I really think that team would beat TCU. Easy.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Which
100%.
I think Georgia was like pissed off because everyone was saying Ohio State lost rather than Georgia won the game.
Right. No, Georgia played really good against TCU. They did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we'd crushed them like that, but that's a perfect one. That's a really good
definitely in their natty, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That team was so stacked last year.
It was too, and they played so good that game too.
Yeah.
Stroud balled out.
Stroud finally running the ball when I've been begging him all year, just like a couple carries, dude. When the pockets, you need to scramble, do it, bro.
Man, that game was. Dude, funny story about that game actually. We were at a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
And it was in Akron, and it was like Mike and Kelsey and all them were there. Me, Seth, Mar.
Yeah.
And it was, I believe it's Brady's house, Brady Moore, and a couple of his buddies, Jensen and them.
Yeah.
And we're all watching the game and stuff, and I was real close with the ball dropping.
Yeah.
Like, super close. And so it's getting real close or whatever, but everyone is so into this game. I mean, all the dudes are standing up like 2 inches away from the TV, like so into it. And the field goal's about to happen, the kick that was shanked by the OSU kicker for the win. What was it, like 40-something yards maybe?
I think it was 50.
50? Was it 50?
I think it was.
I don't know if it was 50. Regardless, mid-40s, 50 yards. Not super far. Definitely makeable, especially for him.
Yeah.
And literally, like, he's lining up, like, setting up the kick. The TV changes. Jensen changed the game to the ball.
No way.
Yeah, he doesn't like football at all. He doesn't.
He saw all you homies getting up.
Oh, live,
glued to the TV. And he's like, "Oh, the ball's about to drop."
The TV changes to the ball. and here's the thing too. They have like streaming is what they use. So it's like 5 minutes behind the ball. It's not even like dropping at the right time. So we're like freaking out. Like all the dudes are like actually like pissed off, like for real mad. And everyone, Stinson, he was the one that was controlling it like through Sling, I think, on his phone. The game, he didn't change the channel, of course, but he's heated. He's like trying like to find it and pull it up, and everyone's like trying to find the game on their phone to see if like they can just see the score now at this point, see if he missed it or making. And Kelsey, I remember, just goes that like they missed it. He missed it. And dude, it ruined the vibe. I mean, you want to talk about not catching a vibe? Yeah, it was that.
That is the complete opposite. And me and Riley were in Pittsburgh. I was like at the bar. I was like locked in. There was like a dude to the left of me. He was like, "Oh, you're from Ohio?" I was like, "Yeah." We were like chatting up a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, I went to school with Julian Fleming." I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." So he was written for Ohio State too. And then the kick goes up, shanked, and everyone at the bar was like, "Happy New Year!" Everyone's making out over there, just like head down at the bar. Just actually, a couple guys like bought me drinks because they felt bad.
Oh, that's fire though. Yeah.
So shout out to those guys.
It was so weird that they like it was so lined up with the ball. Unfortunately, it sucked that it was like I hated that it was like that. But yeah, it was a tweak by the boy Jensen for sure.
Yes, tough. But my number 3. is Vernon Davis game winner against the Saints in 2012. That was like peak when I was like fully involved with the Saints. The Saints were my first favorite team, and that game winner, dude, I swear I cried for like 30 minutes after.
Dude, that is a pick I would not expect from you too. I mean, I remember you were a big Saints fan and stuff like that for a while, but that's going back in the archives. That
play hurts so bad for the boy.
And when you're a kid, too, you're so much more emotional about it.
So much more.
Oh, man.
Oh, shoot. Number 2 for the kid.
I'll tell my honorable mention, too. Yeah. I have Odell and Baker as
I thought about this as well.
I mean, obviously, like, the hype, how geeked everybody was whenever Odell got traded to the Browns. And just, like, wishing that somehow that they could have got that to work and Baker could have picked up off his rookie year and it could just be smooth sailing from here on out and we're just a dynasty.
I almost said Freddie Kitchens not getting hired by the Browns. They kept
Greg
Williams.
That would have been a good one, too.
Kept the same staff. maybe get Odell. I don't know. Just
Yeah, maybe get Odell still. Oh well, I mean Dorsey was really the Odell mover, so he probably still gets Odell.
yeah,
But yeah, that was my honorable mention for that.
I like that one a lot.
For 2 though, I have the Indians World Series 2016 up 3-1.
I mean, it is classic Ohio. We
It's
come back 3-1 against the Warriors, and the Indians are in the World Series.
man, dude. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I am an Indians fan now, Guardians.
Right.
And just baseball fan in general, just not as big as I am in basketball or of course with the Browns and the NFL and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah, to be up 3-1 and then Game 7 though was one of the best games I've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
Do you remember Game 7 with Rajay Davis?
Yes.
Oh man, that was so fire.
That home run banger.
Couldn't figure out a way to win, but
Yes.
definitely gotta.
It was Chapman that pitch.
Yeah,
right?
it was Chapman. Yeah, and Rajay is not a big hitter
No.
at all. Like,
Wasn't he like the 8-hole
yeah,
hitter or something?
yeah, like
crazy
eight
like that.
goal, I think. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Definitely
Definitely bottom.
Chapman, who has been like the #1 closer for years.
Dude, that was so surreal. Like,
Yeah.
man, yeah. But I mean, of course, you want a championship for the city, so
Right.
that's 2 for me.
That's a great pick. #2 for me, I'm going Katie going to the Warriors. I would just tell
Okay.
the boy not to go to the Warriors so the Cavs could win on their reign. Because that 2017 Cavs team, dude, was so nasty.
Not even that too. It's like even to keep because it would have been sweet to have the rivalry between the Warriors and the Cavs during that time period was so fire.
Yes.
And to be able to run it back with the same squads for the
squad.
most part, maybe
Right.
the role players changed a little bit, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good one too. Because I don't know if we for sure would have won it, but it would have been sweet just to keep that
Like all the Cavs players said, like that 17 squad was better. Just they picked up the bigger brother.
right. Yeah, no, they did too. I mean, it was almost impossible to win once they got that.
I mean, it was literally like playing 2K and the sliders were up.
Yeah,
for
you
all
don't
the
even do
Warriors
that
players.
on like video games. Like
No.
that's the thing. Like you
Yeah.
don't ever just put an all-star team together and just do a
No.
whole season. But yeah, no, that's a good
So
one.
tough, dude. #1.
Number 1 is in direct correlation with that. It might be your number 1. I don't know. J.R. Smith, 2018.
That's a great one too.
Game 1, actually the year that the Warriors got Durant that you were talking about. But I just, first of all, that year I felt LeBron in the playoffs was like the best basketball player that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think MJ's the GOAT. But
Same here. Thanks to you.
But as far as my eyes have ever seen, like just in ever, I thought that 2018 run. Now, if LeBron could have done that his whole career, like even just a good portion of his career,
Right.
he would be one, hands down.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, that 2018 run he was on was just him and a bunch of okay players,
Yeah.
and just carrying cats.
Because we got like Derrick Rose, we got Isaiah Thomas, D Wade.
Oh yeah,
Then we trade him
yeah.
at the
It
deadline.
didn't work
and
out
we're
at
like,
all.
what the hell are we doing? Then we got like Jordan Clarkson, Hood.
We had Korver on that
Korver.
team.
Like LeBron had what, like 6 40-point games in the playoffs
Oh,
or
it was
something
stupid. It was dumb. I mean, I don't think we should have beat even though Tatum and stuff was young at the time. Like I don't think we were better than the
that
Celtics were.
series was
Oh, dude,
fire.
it was a sweet series. That's when LeBron was really going nuts.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, JR not knowing what to do at the time, I felt like if there was any chance we had in that series, it was that game. And if you somehow win game 1, you can go to game 2 with no pressure. If you lose, you're back at the crib. You just got to win one game.
Right.
Like
right.
I don't know that one to me was just such and it was real crushing too at the time of
so
watching it. Like
crushing.
what is going on?
You remember like the camera on the bench? Like Braun had his head down like the whole time.
Oh yeah.
No one was talking.
Oh, it was pretty much like they conceived the series at that point.
Corver was trying to like hype the dudes up. Hey, let's move on, guys.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was just like sitting there like not saying a word.
Do you remember the charge call too that they called them that they changed? Yeah, that was
that
awful.
game. Oh, that game hurts.
I couldn't believe that we weren't the ones like getting like the good breaks. I mean, other than the fact that we're Cleveland.
Yeah.
But like, I thought we would get some good breaks because we're
this
the
team
way
sacked
underdog.
already.
Yeah.
Let's stop giving them calls.
But yeah, that's one for me.
That's great pick. #1 hurts me on a whole different level. I will never watch this game again. No highlights, nothing. 2019 Ohio State versus Clemson.
Oh man, that's a good one too. I can't believe I didn't get OSU on here.
Dude.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
I remember we had a party at the old Clark house, and me and Marsh, shout out Marsh, we were taking shots every time a team scored. Of 99%.
Yeah, right. You guys were gone.
God.
There was a good amount of points scored in that game.
Dude, it was like 35 to
it was
whatever.
pretty high scoring.
That game still hurts.
That's a crushing one too. That's a real good
I
one.
remember
That was robbery. That one was just straight robbed.
After Fields threw the pick, I ran outside and I was just on the ground. I was like, why, God? Why? Why did he do this to me?
It was like that too, dude. That's another one with O State, man. That's two really that you have on there where we have a real good chance at winning the Natty if we don't get some bad breaks.
Bad breaks, man.
Yeah, no, that's
Marvin Harrison getting knocked out last year.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison getting knocked out was huge. The out of bounds play by Bowers, where they overturned it and gave him the first down or whatever. That was a big one.
It's tough being an Ohio fan.
It is, really just all the way around. I mean, professional, college, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's tough.
So moving on, we got a fun little segment. We're going to do Assemble the Greatest Fictional Athletes of All Time.
Ready to dive into it.
The boys ready to dive in. You have an honorable mention now.
I do have an honorable mention. Yeah.
What's your honorable mention?
I got Ricky Bobby.
Oh, fire!
I got Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby's goated.
Yes.
One, just to get Will Ferrell on the list, you have to. And the movie's just incredibly funny.
Yes.
And Ricky Bobby's just goated. I mean, It's hard to beat Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
So he was close to being 5 for me, but. Yeah, I have an honorable mention.
Actually, try to look up a list of the top 10, just seeing.
Oh, I was looking at those too, of course, right.
I saw Ricky Bobby. I was like, that's a fire pick, but I didn't. Honorable mention for me, this is just pure hilarious, is Joey Diaz in The Longest Yard.
Okay.
The fat guy with they kicked off. He's like, yeah, Corden just got killed.
Dude, you're going now. You're going just little icons.
Oh, I'm diving in.
Yeah,
I know Smitty would like that pick because he loves Joey Diaz.
No, that's respectable for sure. It's different. It's not the stars of the scene.
It's just that clip.
You need him for the movie to be great too.
Cracks me up. So number
5. Number 5, I got a lot of this guy on here. It's Adam Sandler, but Bobby Boucher, Waterboy.
No. I have a feeling you would pick him, so I didn't have him on my list.
I didn't want to, just because I feel like it's so one of those cliche ones.
Right.
But I just like the story of it. I think it's cool how he's not very smart, naive as hell.
Yeah. My mama said.
Right, but at the same time can hit harder than anybody else, things like that. And Sandler just does a great job with sports movies, I feel like.
His movies are so good.
Yeah.
It's just an easy watch.
Yeah, it is too. Sandler's goated. So I got Boucher at 5.
Number 5, I have Nelly from The Longest Yard.
Dang! Put them all on there.
Just get the ball in his hands. Let the kid rock.
He was a beast on there, though. You felt like he could have been in the league watching him on there. Yeah.
Yes. I almost had Michael Irvin in it. Deacon Moss.
Right, yeah.
Just
man, what a loaded cast that was, though.
Man.
I mean, absolutely
shout out.
Man, yeah, no, that's a good one, too. That's a good one.
So, number 4.
Number 4, I got Apollo Creed.
Fire.
One, just because I think I haven't seen Creed 3 yet, but I think Michael B. Jordan, just as an actor, is real good. I didn't want this list to be, right now, I said Ricky Bobby for honorable mention, I said Bobby Boucher for 5, so that's 2, comedies, and I wanted to, give respect to just, a well-made movie, too, and Michael B. Jordan's obviously different right now, when it comes to
So you mean
films.
Adonis Creed.
Oh, my gosh. What a beast! Oh man!
Oh, I'm crying. Gosh.
Yeah. Well, Adonis Creed would be it. Apollo was a few years ago. Just a little bit before I was born. But yeah, Adonis Creed. Little grammar check there.
Great pick.
Yeah, Adonis Creed, but not so much to do with just like the character, more so to do with just the actor itself and
I
the
love
production
Michael
of the
B.
film and
Jordan.
stuff. So, yeah, I would go Adonis Creed. Although Apollo Creed himself too, though, you could argue him in top 5 too.
Yeah.
Just because of the role that he has, like in Rocky, like Rocky. I haven't seen Rocky forever, but he would have retired, right, if it wasn't for Apollo Creed, correct?
Yeah.
Like he retired.
Because he wanted to be done after the first fight. Then like Apollo is just chirping.
Yeah.
And Rocky was like, nah, I ain't taking that no more.
You could definitely have him up there, especially like with the route you're going with, like the lower, like not the star. Okay, yeah.
That's just honorable mention.
But try to make up for my Apollo Creed there. I guess he could be in there too for different reasons.
Oh god, that was hilarious. So number 4, I have Lily Beeman. Any given Sunday. Jamie Foxx.
I know you loved Any Given Sunday. I remember you talked about that. Yeah. Okay.
Led the LA Sharks to the playoffs.
Okay.
Just him.
No, that's a good one too. It's definitely different routes than I'm going for sure. But
so number 3.
Number 3, I got Happy Gilmore.
I have Happy Gilmore.
You have Happy Gilmore too?
Yeah.
Just goated. And who hasn't? If you've ever golfed, you try the Happy Gilmore.
Oh, I remember I went with you and Jay the one time. I was like, guys, can I try the Happy Gilmore? Jay was like,
have to.
Not with my new clubs.
Oh, yeah. Breakage driver head off or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Happy Gilmore's so goated. I mean, and then like the story of it, it's kind of similar to The Waterboy, kind of like the softness of him a little bit, like with his grandma, trying to save her house and stuff like that. I mean, he wants to be a hockey player and then just ends up just being able to hit the ball a mile.
The batting cage when he's like putting the money in and he's just taking it to the chest.
Sandler's goated. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So that was 3 for you also?
Yeah, so let's just go into number 2.
Number 2, I got Paul Crewe, Longest Yard. Sandler again.
Yes.
Which I figured you have on there. But yeah, Paul Crewe's just good. And I love this one, like, too, was different for Sandler in the fact of, like, he's, like, a star, and then he goes to jail, gets in trouble and stuff, and then it kind of builds it up. And then, as I was saying to you, like, with putting, like, a couple other guys on there from The Longest Yard, just the cast itself from that movie and whatnot is very, very good. So, and then Paul Crewe is just a go-to character, too. He's one of my favorites for sure as far as sports movies. So, that's 2. That's
a great pick. So, number 2, I have Calvin from Like Mike.
Oh, okay.
The boy was 13, dropping 26 a night. A night!
Yeah,
you
can't deny being 13, dropping 26
Come on. I mean, making Jason Kidd wait in line for his auto. That's just different. Or it was Dirk. Dirk was like, Calvin, can I get your auto?
Another thing, too, about, like, movies like that also that's cool is, like, when they have, like, Dirk and stuff in movies. I like when they get, like, a star in there or something. To make it seem more just, you know, relatable and stuff like that to society, actually. Mm-hmm. No, that's a good one, too.
Thank you.
One is just, I mean, it's got to be Rocky.
Yep.
I mean, there's no way around it. We don't even got to talk about it, really. It's just
one of the greatest movie franchises, the true underdog story.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's the true underdog story. You can't really make a better sports movie. It's like it was the first to the thought of, like, the underdog and Sylvester Stallone. You just can't grab someone better to be there for the role.
That is, like, so crazy how the boy just, like, bet on himself. He wrote the script, and he's like, I need to start.
Which also makes it way better, too. Like, all that stuff just involved into it. And it's just iconic. And if you think of a sports movie ever, you automatically, your brain goes to Rocky Balboa. Yeah, so it's, I don't even think it's very close. It has to be Rocky for me. Is that what you have, too?
Yep, I got Rock.
You'd be lying to yourself if you wrote something else down. There's no way around it. So, it's got to be Rocky there. No doubt.
So I think that ends the episode. That was fire.
No, it was good. When you called me and you were talking about topic ideas and stuff you were having and whatnot, I knew it would be pretty good, especially the fictional athletes one. That's a real good one to come up with.
Thank you.
But that was a hard one for me to one, like, sports films just aren't typically that good. You know what I mean? Like, being honest, like, they just aren't typically the best movies, you know, versus You got movies like Marvel movies that are really well done, or you have comedies which just do what they do really
just
good.
make you laugh.
Right, yeah. Like, everything just does what it does really good. But sports movies, a lot of times, they're too corny or, like, just a bunch of different areas it can go. So that was real tough for me to actually find 5 and give them all their order and stuff like that. So
you did great, kid. I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I'll get you back on.
Thank
you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for 100 subs. We hit the #1 goal. We'll see you next time. See you.